So we've got one more thing to check out, Thomas. I don't know if you call. I alluded to it earlier on. Got a new map for the Team Battleground battle modes.
Yeah.
So like I said, we're currently at Han Solo season part 1. So with that, we got a new map that ties in with the skins. So I don't know why I'm leaving. No.
Ties in with the skins.
Ties in with the skins.
The hero skins.
Hero skins.
Bespin?
No.
We've already got Bespin.
We've already got Bespin.
We've already got Hoth.
Yeah. What were the first 2 hero skins we saw?
Well, the first one we saw was Leia's.
Which is? What was it? What was it?
It was that one she wears in the in-betweens in the comics.
No, I meant very first, like menu screen. Title screen.
Lando's.
Yeah. What was it?
The skiff.
Yeah.
Are we on Jabba's sail barge?
Not quite, no.
In his palace?
Yes, Jabba's palace. Jabba's palace. There we go. There we go. I didn't really explain that enough, to be honest. But yes, we got Jabba's palace. So, let's go.
Oh, Administrator's Palace on Bespin.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Okay, so I think these are all the same. That's good. I like the fact that all the settings are saved. I just want to say that. That's really helpful. That's really cool. Good stuff. Let's do 100. So because this is a map that you can explore quite a bit. So, and we like to do our sightseeing tours, obviously. Yeah. If we don't, if they don't kill us along the way, which they usually do. Right, let's give it a try then.
Yep.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, I am brimming with energy. I'm not suddenly more sluggish for some reason.
Yeah. Check that that's okay. Yeah.
No.
Alright. We'll see if the load time's quicker here as well. I think they are. Oh shit! That's about halfway. That's pretty good. Oh shit! That's pretty awesome though.
Okay, what kind of a map is this?
It's a close quarters with lots of tight corridors.
I'm gonna be a trooper.
Oh, I have to check. Oh, for fuck's sake.
What cards do I need?
What cards do you need? That's a good question.
You've only got 2.
Because I think it resets every update. You have to reselect it, yes, I think so.
That's nonsense.
Well,
okay, well, thermal detonator.
Yeah, definitely.
Toughen up.
Toughen up, yep. You can go for a different Vanguard move if you want to, and upgrade on that, or you can go for an upgrade on health or something if you wanted. That's pretty good. Kill streak is good. Yeah, kill streak's pretty good. You go for that? Okie dokie, what weapon are you going to go for? Do you remember them?
Vaguely, didn't I go for this one?
That's the burst rifle?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Last one there's a rotten egg.
Yep.
Where the fuck am I? I'm in a prison cell?
There you Nice. There's quite a lot of enemies here. Oh, son of a fuck.
Son of a fuck.
Son of a fuck.
Where the hell? Okay, this looks like no part of Jabba's palace I recognise.
There you are.
Oh shit.
Stupid.
Ah!
Sorry. Oh, there's more.
Oh no.
You're death root? Oh, you want to be death root? Okay. Oh, yes, of course. I picked survivalist. What was he?
Get behind me, move it in.
Nice. Nice.
Going in tight.
Okay.
This is where I would really like having like a line of battle to run towards.
Oh yes. Yeah, no, I don't blame you. Yes.
What the hell was that?
What was what?
Your name was bouncing all over the screen.
Was it? Oh.
And here begins the running around and looking for people.
Yes. Yes.
That was a door switch.
There's a door.
Oh, that was a friendly. Sorry, no friend. You were not friendly.
Nice. Oh, son of a bitch. You bastard.
Yes.
You called for a bounty hunter.
Oh no!
Where are you?
Double teamed.
Okay.
Shot in the back. Damn, you're here too late.
Yes. There's something else you need to see as well.
What, the rankle pit?
Yeah. Yeah. Whoops, got a bit stuck.
Okay. Oh, I believe that direction. Hang on, I'm coming.
Yeah. What?
Is there a rankle? Oh, so there is.
Yeah, there is, yeah.
Fuck me, you're one of you fucker.
Yeah. Would you prefer if it was alive?
Well, I wouldn't. Not if I was going to be in here.
Yes.
Oh. That's a trap door.
Yeah. Just remember in the previous game, in Battlefront 2 I should say, previous game, the Rancor was alive and you couldn't kill it but it could kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a bit of a...
Bit of a bugger.
Yes, it was. I mean, it'd be a fun mechanic, but given this is only team deathmatch, I don't think it's really needed. Don't need that much effort, really. If you ask me. Nah.
No, possibly not.
Yeah. What a bitch.
What, me?
No, no, it's not myself.
I'm still looking for a really nice, just negative enemies.
Yes, I know. Tell me about it.
This is the problem with this and like Takadana and some of the clone matches.
Yes.
Just too big.
Yes, I agree.
I look at me, I'm covered in shit.
There's quite a few down here.
And then there's you running ahead of me with explosions.
Hey, nice, thank you. Nice, you saved me. Eventually I'll get him. God. Nice. Okay. What did you think of that map?
A bit too sprawling.
Bit too big, yeah.
A bit too big without a defined go this way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I agree with that.
That was pretty close.
You did, yeah. It was pretty close. Good, nice stuff. Cool. So yeah, highlights definitely Star Wars Arcade. That was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hope they fixed that bug for player 2 with the no targeting.
Nice.
Oh, that was weird, wasn't it? Yeah.
Very strange.
Yes. Yes. Good stuff.
Yeah, no, it was a enjoyable mode.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
mean, that's a fun map. I mean, it's certainly better than Maz's Castle.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
But
Definitely.
it's just a bit too smalling, a bit too sprawling
Yes. Yes. I agree.
to have no like direction.
Yes, I agree with that.
This end Empire, that end Rebel, free for all.
Yeah.
Fine,
Yeah.
but an entirely just free for all, people spawn any old where.
Yes. Yes. Doesn't really work, does it?
Certainly not when you have no handle on what the map looks like, where anything is,
Yes. Yes.
where the spawn points are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like play it a couple of times, it would be good, but I think it would be much better if there was defined
Yeah.
ends.
I think so. And if we ever get that big mode eventually, the big ground mode, hopefully it'll be more like that. Hopefully it'll have objectives and therefore have a reason to have defined spawn points.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think defined spawn points are just better
Yeah, I think so.
for
I think so.
when you've got a lot of AI. Certainly.
Yes, I mean the problem with PvP is that people camp.
Yeah, spawn
People
camping.
camp this, yeah.
Yeah, I can understand that
Yes.
problem.
Yes.
But for arcade,
Yeah, it's fine, isn't it? Yeah, exactly. It's the same reason they should get rid of the map boundaries.
yes.
It's not needed against bots. So what's the point of it?
No, you can program the bots to just not. I mean, I personally, I think map boundaries aren't needed in PvP either. Just put a wall there,
Oh yes, yeah.
unless it's like,
Doesn't suit it.
unless
suit
you're
that.
like on Hoth or the
Yeah.
DMC or
Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
where you can just put nothingness.
Yeah, exactly.
But if there's something, or even worse, if there's enemies
Yeah,
outside the map boundary.
exactly.
If
Yeah,
you're going to have hard map boundaries, stay outside this boundary for more than 10 seconds, you die.
yes,
Program the bots to abide that rule as well.
yes.
And don't spawn people outside the map.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. There's one thing I was going to say is, well, what if they wanted to stop spawn camping? What if they made it so you get that alert when you get near their spawn point, so you can't. But then the thing is, because you got guns in this game, so you can still shoot, and they can still shoot at you. So that wouldn't really work, would it?
No,
So,
I mean, you can
The
spawn,
projectiles, that wouldn't work.
you can spawn camp without standing on top of their spawn.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
It's not a
Yeah.
melee game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Bit of a shame. Yeah. That's another thing as well. So we really enjoyed today. I think we've got through a lot.
Yes.
With Battlefront 1 as well. So we're in currently part 1 of solo season. Are there any planets you want for solo season 2? I mean, we assume there's going to be at least one new world map.
Limiting myself to the movie,
Yes.
I'm almost certain they're going to put Kessel on there.
You think so?
I think so. I think Kessel is basically the main planet
Yes.
for that film.
Yeah.
I will be very surprised if an underground Kessel map with all the tunnels probably quite similar to the crate map we've got.
That we hate.
Yeah.
So, that would suck.
I'd be quite surprised if we don't get a Kessel map of some kind.
Yeah, yeah.
It's possible we'd get a Vandor map, but that's very similar to Hoth. And there's, unless we fight our way through a train.
Yeah, exactly.
Which could be fun in its own way.
Oh yes, yeah, but
I somehow doubt they're going to do.
That's a lot of effort, yeah.
I don't think it fits with all the other maps there are.
No. Are there any maps that you personally would want to see?
I think they could do a Kessel one quite nicely.
Okay.
I would like them to add a Starfighter mode in the Maw.
Okay. Yeah, oh yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. And that's a reason to have a map boundary, isn't it? Because if you fly inside, yeah, that's true.
Fly inside it, you get eaten by a Shoggoth.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, there we go. Personally, I'd like to see Mimban. Kind of World War One style trench warfare, and because it's a swamp. I mean, we don't really have. Do we have a swamp planet? We don't really know.
Dagobah?
We don't. Not in this game.
Oh no, not in this game.
And also, but possibly Corellia. We don't really have an urban map of that type. We've got Bespin, but it's obviously very visually distinct compared to Corellia. So I would like that.
My only quibble with that is that it's even more. It makes a nonsense of canon to an even greater extent
yes.
to have Rebels fighting Empire. I mean, granted, Rebels fighting Empire and the Death Star is nonsense of the highest order.
Yes.
As is First Order fighting Resistance on Starkiller Base.
Yeah, exactly.
First Order fighting Resistance on Dakar on a ground battle. Would it be equally dumb from a canonicity perspective?
Yes, it would.
So it's not as if it's out of the ordinary for them to do something.
Yeah.
That goes against canon.
And that's kind of the fun of it, though, isn't it? Hypothetical situations. Sometimes you look at a planet and think, you know what, by go canon, sometimes this would be fun. Possibly.
Yeah. I don't disagree.
Yeah.
I just Corellia is like, in Legends at least. I mean, God knows how much they've changed it. Because if all of Corellia is how you see it in the movie, then it's a fucking slum.
I see.
And bears no resemblance to the Corellia of Legends canon.
I see. Yeah.
But if it is as it was in canon,
yes,
Corellia is like old core. Like Corellia is core of the core. Like it's on a par with Coruscant in terms of galactic prestige.
Oh, okay, right. I see. Interesting.
And it's probably one of the richest planets in the galaxy. It's got like 3 main, like galaxy-spanning hyperlanes going right through it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So in Legends, at least, it is incredibly wealthy.
I see.
Incredibly important for galactic trade.
Yes.
And a core founder of the Republic.
Oh, okay.
Way back, like in the mists of Legends prehistory.
Yes. Okay. Interesting.
So probably has slums.
Yeah.
But I was a bit disappointed that was all we saw of Corellia.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I would have liked to see a bit more of like the kind of inequality that you got in the Clone Wars when they were on Coruscant.
Yeah.
Where as you went up the spires, everything was like golden and glittering and wealthy and just like paradisical.
Yes,
And then when you go down to the underlevels and the slums, it's just hell on earth.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah.
So I would have liked to have seen a bit more of that in Coruscant, because in the Corellia rather, because in Solo the whole thing looked like a shithole.
Yes, it did really. Yes. Well, maybe we just saw a small part of it. Hopefully.
Maybe. I mean, I'm perfectly willing to believe that. But I don't know how much they want to change it from Legends.
Yes. Yeah, fair enough. Just out of interest, if, hypothetically speaking, we didn't get... We barely got anything for Han Solo Season Part 2, but it meant that we got more for Season 3, which hopefully will be Clone Wars stuff, finally, that everyone's been asking for. Say we got no heroes, because usually we get heroes, 2 heroes per season. Not every time, granted, but
What
usually.
heroes did we get for this season?
We still had Solo Season 2. This is part 1.
Oh, yeah,
this is part 1, so we didn't get anyway. But we had to wait ages for this Season 2 anyway, because of the progression. So the season we had Season 1 with Phasma and Finn. Okay.
I'm with you.
The developers had said anyway that we're not guaranteed to get heroes every single season. It depends on lots of things, obviously, which is fine.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
A lot of work
Yeah.
to make a hero.
Yeah, if we don't get any for Season 2 Part 2, say we don't get, I don't know, Enfy's Nest or Dridden Boss, would you be happier if it meant we got 4 seasons for the Clone Wars, double the amount of heroes?
Yes.
Did I say 4 seasons? I meant 4 heroes.
4 heroes.
Sorry, yeah, 4 heroes. For
4
for the Clone
seasons is a restaurant.
Yeah. Would you be happy if we got 4 heroes for the Clone Wars? Yeah.
I would much prefer to get more Clone Wars content
Yes. Yeah.
than solo content.
Yeah, definitely. I think everyone can agree on that, really, to be honest, more or less.
I mean, what heroes would you add other than like young skins?
Yeah.
I mean, Kira,
Yeah.
Beckett.
Yeah. Can't really do Beckett, he was a bit of a... Yeah.
I mean, Beckett was the central character, apart from like the prequel trilogy ones.
Yes.
The original trilogy ones, I should say.
Yeah. Probably Kira, and probably it would have to be Dridden Voss, wouldn't it? Not going into spoilers.
To balance it, light side, dark side, yeah,
yes,
it would.
Yes.
There wasn't really an enemy other than Voss and possibly Emphis.
Yes. Yeah, I'd rather have 4 Clone Wars heroes as well.
Yeah.
Which 4 would you want? Obviously you want Grievous. Yeah. Who's your next big request?
Ventress?
Ventress? Oh, do you know what Dooku?
Yeah.
You know what Dooku, yeah.
I'm kind of thinking it's not to be with Dooku.
You think so?
Because he's much more prominent as an Episode 2, Episode 3 character. I think if they were going to add him, they might already have done.
You think so? Okay.
I think he might not have. I mean, I love him.
Yeah.
But I think he might not have the fan.
Yes.
Appeal behind him the way, say, Maul did.
Yes.
Which is a crying shame, in my opinion.
Oh no, yeah, I get that. Yeah. Yes.
But Dooku and Grievous, let's say, for bad guys.
Yeah.
I think it's a guarantee that if we get heroes from the Clone Wars, we're going to get Ahsoka.
Yeah, sadly, yeah. Sadly for me, anyway. A lot of people want it. That's fine. Whatever. You know, I'm not too bothered about it.
She's a very popular character.
Oh, she is. Yeah, absolutely. There's no denying that.
She's a very popular character. I mean, for this new generation, whose first exposure to Star Wars is really the Clone Wars cartoon.
Yes.
She is their first audience surrogate. She's the centre point, and that's not a bad thing. I mean, she's not a terrible character.
No.
I just wish the authors would treat her with the level of maturity.
Yes.
Because she is, like it or not, this is a pre-existing universe with a pre-existing canon.
Yes.
And all the things that happened to her, I would be totally fine with if she was the protagonist of a new show.
Yeah.
But this is Star Wars, and it's got to fit in with what's come before.
Yeah, exactly.
And she should be dead.
Yeah, should be dead, yeah.
Order 66, just the more we see of it, more and more holes get knocked in it.
Absolutely,
because they keep inventing Jedi who survived.
Yeah, exactly. And how cool would it have been to see Rex kill Ahsoka?
Oh, it would have been harrowing.
Yeah.
But if they'd done it brilliantly, they could have won like an Emmy or something.
Yeah, absolutely. How cool would that have been? Oh.
Yeah, it would have been this generation's death of Optimus Prime.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that'd been awesome. Yeah.
It would have made
I would have been cheering for Rex. It would
have made me feel a lot more sympathetic to Ahsoka because it adds that element of like tragedy.
It would, yeah, like, absolutely.
Nothing we saw her try, we saw her grow.
Yeah.
And she failed for reasons entirely beyond her control.
Yes.
Like people stronger than her.
Yeah.
Were making their own decisions.
Yeah.
Palpatine turned Anakin.
Yeah.
And Order 66 happened.
Yes.
And it would have been a perfect downer ending before you go into a show like Rebels.
Yes.
And start to build up hope.
Yeah, it would. Yes. It was.
And she could be like an inspiration from beyond the grave. Someone could find a holocron that had a recording of her. Or you could still reference her.
Yeah.
Dave Filoni.
Yes.
If you really wanted to, and I know you do.
Yes.
But yeah, it would have been the perfect expression of that Sith philosophy that the strong do what they will, the weak suffer what they must, or in Ahsoka's case, just the less strong suffer what they must.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
But Dave Filoni just couldn't bring himself to kill his precious little princess.
No.
He couldn't bring himself to get rid of his favourite toy.
Yeah. You're speaking literally, aren't you?
I really am.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah,
it's very depressing. I mean, when you're writing your own show, you can do whatever the hell you like, but Star Wars is bigger than any one author.
Yeah.
And it really has been ever since the first expanded universe story.
Yes.
Ever since like the Thrawn trilogy really set it going. Like this is in Legends anyway. It was a vast collection of stories that had so many different perspectives and so many different authors' interpretations and so many things thrown into it, and all credit to George Lucas for the dictatorial control he sometimes had over the movies, the two trilogies, and the special editions and the rewrites and the re-edits and all the tinkering he did with them. He let a lot of people do some exciting things with Star Wars in the expanded universe.
Yes.
And then for these cowboys to come in and treat it like a playground.
With the literal cowboy hats.
Exactly. It's...
Yeah, it's frustrating. Yeah.
It's very frustrating. I mean...
Yeah, it's funny. So many people online. You see so many people online trying to bring up this campaign of bring back the Clone Wars, and that Disney ruined my Star Wars. It's just so funny to look at that and through the lens of someone who kind of felt a similar way back when the Clone Wars was actually a thing. Because Clone Wars, as much as I love the era, it's my favourite era, but it's not my Star Wars. My Star Wars was Karen Travis's Star Wars, Republic Commando, and all those awesome books.
Yeah.
And the Clone Wars took a great big shit on that, really.
Oh yeah.
The biggest one possible, and it totally made it so that there was really no chance of those stories, or even really like a ton of elements of them ever becoming canon. And so that was the way I just felt about it back then. As much as I loved the era, it's like, well, it just bothered me all the way back then, really. And I'm not one of those people that says bring back the Clone Wars, really. I mean, it was good in its own way once it finally got going. I know it certainly took long enough, but It's not the best of Star Wars in my opinion.
Oh, definitely not.
It's not
Definitely
the best.
not.
No.
Not even close. I mean, of the new Disney things,
Yeah.
like the things produced since Disney bought Star Wars.
Yes.
I mean, it competes with Rogue One, but they are really the only good things that have been made.
Yeah.
Narratively, because this game doesn't have a campaign.
No.
Well, it does have a campaign.
It does, but it's no, it's terrible.
It's a nonsense campaign.
It is rubbish. Yeah. It's terrible. Yeah.
And Battlefront 1 didn't have a campaign.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
No, I haven't read the books, but I've heard nothing that makes me want to read them.
No.
Like, there's really... We lost a lot of good stories when Legends was cut adrift.
Yes.
So to speak.
Yeah.
And that is the thing I had always loved about Star Wars, and that really began to annoy me about the Clone Wars more and more as time went on, was that Star Wars had always had what I thought was a great canon.
Yes.
And that details were remembered and called back to and explained and incorporated in new and interesting ways. The tiniest throwaway line in the original trilogy can be made the subject of an entire book, an entire animated episode, an entire video game.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
The smallest background character gets a story that leads them to where you see them on screen and then carries on into their future.
Yes, yeah.
And not all of these characters do earth-shaking things, not all of these characters do anything interesting at all, but they're there and they have their lives, and it was all knit very nicely together.
Yes.
And everyone, and no one, there was very little retconning. I can't remember something in the EU necessarily where someone took an idea or a concept that was in a work originally.
Yes.
And rubbished it.
Yeah, like even the really old stuff, like probably like the 80s comics that someone would remember.
The Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
The Marvel comics, immediately after Endor, you get the invasion of the Nagai and the Toth.
Yeah.
Which look like something out of the Sandman comics. They look like they belong in a Marvel comic strip about Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes.
And I mean, I had no idea what happened to the Toth, but the Nagai turn up in Darth Vader's Sith Empire.
Oh right. Oh cool. That's a bit of continuity. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's these lines that just go through. I mean, the Zeltros. I think it's Zeltros.
Yes.
The Pink Party people.
Yeah.
Who first appear in the Marvel comics.
Yes.
Stay through. Lumia.
Oh yes, yeah.
The Sith lady.
Yeah.
First originated in the comics, I believe.
That sounds about right, really, to be honest. Yeah.
As Shiara Bree.
Yeah.
I mean, these things get carried on through. I mean, so many things that Thrawn picked up, that the Thrawn trilogy began, get carried on with other people.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always going backwards and forwards. You see.
Yeah. Like with the comics, in the 80s from the Mandalorians, that before the prequels came out, you had a little bit of backstory about what the Mandos did in the Clone Wars and where Boba Fett came from, and even though yes, that was kind of retconned a little bit in. Eventually, because stories had to change for the movies, they still explained it in a way that those old stories were still kind of relevant and true. Like they'd say, oh, Boba Fett was leader of the Mandalorians. No, he wasn't. But in the Republic Commando books, they made out the Mandos the Mandos pretended that Boba was their leader just to intimidate outsiders, because the Fett name held a lot of fear in the galaxy, and it was just stuff like that just worked in really well. Even really old stuff, you just think, wow, that's amazing continuity.
Basically, there was nothing that was Legends canon that you could read, play, or watch.
Yeah.
That you would then come to find, oh no, that was nonsense.
Yes.
That was someone's imagination.
Yeah, exactly.
That was thrown out.
Exactly. Yeah.
Then comes the Clone Wars. Then comes Clone Wars, and I think even before Disney bought it, we've got shit like the new Mandalorian.
Absolutely, yeah. Then that's the point. This is before Disney bought, because Disney cancelled the Clone Wars. This isn't Disney's fault. It's not since Disney that Star Wars has changed. It was with the Clone Wars.
I think, was the Clone Wars still running when Disney took over? Did they let it finish?
They didn't let it finish. No, I think that they finished the season 6. But there was meant to be the last story arc was the Siege on Mandalore, and that never got aired. And there were episodes that clearly weren't finished as well. They showed them like Comic-Cons, but the animation wasn't finished, and so on and so forth. So no, they didn't let them finish. They did cancel it while it was still going.
I mean, Clone Wars retconned. Clone Wars just didn't care.
Yeah, it didn't bother. All that effort that had come before to keep the continuity together, however silly it may have seemed, now, they still kept it together in a way that worked. And yet Clone Wars just decides, no, it's all crap. It's going to trash it. It's not going to bother anymore.
We're not going to bother anymore. And
people blame Disney. It's not. No, that's not a Disney problem.
It's a Dave Filoni.
It's a Dave Filoni problem. Yeah,
personally.
exactly. It is. Yeah.
I mean, we're just gonna throw it all out the window. We're just gonna say, Grievous not having a cough until Mace Windu chokes him.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Grievous is always sickly. Grievous actually being a badass.
Yeah, no, that's gone.
And defeating both Dirge and Ventress at the same time to prove himself to Count Dooku in his very first appearance.
And that was just like I think that was like a comic. It was quite a poorly drawn comic, but it was part of the story, and it worked.
It was part of the story.
It continued on from the TV show, the 2 or 3 one, where he shows up and he kicks Jedi ass, and it's so cool. And I still watch clips of that show because it's so badass. It's awesome, and yet they just it was almost as though Dave Filoni just had a hate boner for Grievous.
Yeah,
he really felt like that. It just he was just used as a plot device. Whenever Ahsoka needed some character development, Grievous would be the one who'd be like, oh, the little test at the end that she has to overcome. Bullshit. Grievous is the butcher of the Jedi in the expanded universe, and you took that away from him. In the comics, he even kills, I think it's Stasili in the comics, expanded universe. In the new Clone Wars, who kills her? Savage Opress. Savage Opress. Yeah, with a headbutt. I don't know, it seemed to have something against the character to me. I don't know.
Dooku gets kidnapped by pirates.
Oh, yeah.
Dooku gets kidnapped by pirates with not a Force sensitive among them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not even someone whose Force sensitivity is as latent as Aurra Sing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Grievous gets overtaken by Gungans.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Grievous gets overtaken by Gungans somehow. Night Sisters are turned into weird zombie voodoo people.
Yeah.
Who can raise the dead because that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
There were so many things.
And the Fets don't have an identity anymore. They're not Mandos. They're nobodies. They just wear the armour for some reason. Because that's more interesting, apparently. That's more interesting than... Fuck this. That's annoying me.
There's so much Mando.
Yeah.
That they lost.
Yeah.
So much Mando that they lost.
And what do we get? We got Sabine. I really tried hard to like that character. I really did. I thought, it's okay. She's expressive. She's an artist. I can relate to that. I enjoy.
All the episodes we had on Kamino in the Clone Wars, all the episodes that focused on the clone troopers, did we once see any of the crew Vidal?
No, didn't see any of them at all. We did get some info in Rebels that there were Mandos that trained clones, but they didn't really go into that much detail. And it's obviously not going to be on the same level of depth as it was in the Karen Travis books. It's not.
Mandalore appears on screen for the first time, really.
Yeah.
I mean, you visited it in games, but I don't think it's ever been on a TV show before.
Yeah.
It's certainly never been on film.
No.
And what is it? It's just another planet.
I know.
It's just another planet with another factional crisis between warmongers and...
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing that identifies Mandalorians as a people.
No.
as an adaptive people that are not all just humans.
Yeah, exactly.
That are not all just white humans.
Yeah.
There is nothing.
They're even all blonde.
Yeah.
Obviously, I mean, I think they're trying to say that, well, because they've lived under the armour for so long, or their ancestors have, that they're naturally very, very pale, and okay, but it's not part of what Mando culture was for so long in the EU. It was an adoptive nation.
And that went a long way towards explaining why they were scary.
Yes.
Because they took talent from everywhere.
Yeah.
And they made it their own.
Yes.
And they made it warrior talent.
Yeah.
But no, apparently most of Mandalore were pacifists.
Yeah.
It's a nonsense.
Yeah.
But any Mando from the Karen Travis books,
Yeah.
or indeed any Mando from the
What, the Old Republic? Yeah.
the Old Republic,
Yeah.
Cassius Vet,
Oh, yes,
or
yeah.
any of the old Mandalores,
Hmm.
or indeed any of the Mandalorians from Bloodfin, say Bloodline.
Oh yes, yeah,
the
yes.
the New Galactic Civil War books.
Yeah.
Would spit on anyone who let someone live in a palace.
Absolutely,
on
yeah.
Mandalore.
Absolutely. And in Rebels as well, they showed some of the Mandos, the more militant ones that weren't Death Watch, weren't bad guys, so they showed Sabine's family.
Yeah.
She had a palace, she had a throne. It's like, what? What is this?
They're warrior clans. They're all of their interactions rely on respect.
And they're nomadic.
Yes.
Yeah, they're not materialistic. Makes sense. Because they're moving from place to place all the time.
Titles are earned by achievements.
Yes.
I'm not saying Mandalorian society is utopic, but there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
And I know that's a criticism that's been levelled at Karen Travis on occasion.
Yes.
Is that she just wrote Mandalorian society to be perfect. And
Yes.
I can understand that criticism.
I can too.
But there are flaws to be explored and made by other writers in that society.
Yes. Yes.
Like there have been nomadic warrior societies without hereditary aristocracies and without settled expressions of wealth like palaces in Earth history, and they've not been bloody perfect.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They've not been bloody perfect. There are any number of ways that you can introduce flaws to Mandalorian society, believable flaws, without just separating it.
They had civil wars themselves within the EU.
They had civil wars themselves. The Journeyman Protectors under Django and Jasta Mareel, and there were the Death Watch. But to separate it, to do something so black and white, to one of the few things in Star Wars that was truly grey.
Yes.
And to separate into Death Watch militant, bad, Sabine, New Mandalorians, looking the fucking same as every other motherfucker in the galaxy.
Exactly, yeah.
Nothing to distinguish them from any other civilization.
Yes.
Nothing to distinguish them from the Naboo, say.
No.
Or someone from Alderaan.
Yeah.
And say that, oh no, these are the new Mandalorians, these are the nice ones, these are the peaceful ones, these are the good guys.
These good guys, yeah.
And the Death Watch are bad and evil, and yes, they might be bad and evil, but you're writing a war story.
Yeah, exactly.
Violence bad does not sit.
No, doesn't, no, you're right.
I don't know, we've managed to do another rant.
That's alright, I knew it was coming anyway, just a little correction. It's like the only time I get to do this. You said it's Django and the Journeyman Protectors. The Journeyman Protectors were from Concordia, I believe. There's a similar society, not Mando.
Oh, not?
No, Django was with the true Mandalorians. And Jasta Mareel, that's what they were. But anyway.
Journeyman Protectors were a sub thing, because I always thought Concord Dawn was a Mandalorian colony.
It was, but it's a similar society, a similar culture, but not quite the same. But really good points again. But yeah, we've done it again. That's all. Another rant. But yeah, like I said, we've really enjoyed Starfighter.
We broke our record. That's 2 rants.
I think the thing is, I got involved in this one. Last time it was just you, so this was a achievement for both of us.
I'm not entirely sure you'd seen the finale.
I did, yeah. No, because you hadn't. The thing is, considering you hadn't, you'd only seen a review of it, and I was the one who'd seen it. You were the one who went on and on.
It was a very good review.
Oh no, yeah.
Lots of clips.
Okay, yeah, I must have been. Cause you just talked about a lot of them, yeah.
But I did watch clips afterwards. Yeah. Like I watched basically anything that had Palpatine in it.
Oh yeah,
because they managed to get Ian McDiarmid back.
Yes, I know. Very good.
Oh, they wasted him.
Yeah.
They really. I mean, his performance was good, and they made Palpatine threatening.
Yes.
And menacing.
Yes.
Rather than a pantomime villain.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
But then they did what they did to Thrawn and Rook.
And now they've got this new Resistance TV show around the corner as well.
And it's still being showrun by Filoni.
Yes, it is.
So this.
And it bothers me when I see so many people online saying, "Oh, Dave Filoni, give this guy a Star Wars movie to direct." Like, no, please don't.
No. Keep him far away.
Yes, exactly. Oh, too much character guarding of his pet characters. Just too many plot holes. Please, just no.
It's like, oh, Rex. Fine. You have your clone trooper. You like your clone trooper, your clone captain.
Yes.
I'm happy for you. Really, I am.
Oh, Captain, my Captain. Yeah.
But.
Idiot.
What makes him so bloody special?
Yes, I agree.
What makes Rex so bloody unique from all of his brothers?
Yeah.
All of his brothers that are Ark or Null.
Yes.
With much more individuality than him.
Yes, exactly.
What makes Rex so bloody special that he can remove his chip, can escape the Empire, can set up a farm, and then survives to see Endor with the kind of accelerated aging clones have?
Yes, exactly.
I mean, the whole point of the whole tragedy of the clones was that they were good men.
Yeah, exactly.
They were the ultimate victims of the Clone Wars.
They were
created and used like they were droids.
Yes.
With vastly shortened lifespans and implanted psychological conditioning that it is very difficult to undo.
Yes.
Even if you're a Null Trooper or an Arc Trooper.
Yes.
And there were entire books devoted to that struggle.
Yeah.
And getting out. And they had a lot of help.
Yeah, they did.
And Rex does it off screen.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Why?
Oh.
Why does Rex do it? This one clone captain.
I know.
How can he do it when he's stuck? He's not even a special forces trooper with a limited oversight, where he might have the freedom and the free time and without being observed. He's a rank and file trooper.
Yeah.
They'd notice if he went AWOL.
Absolutely, and he wouldn't have been as independent as the Arcs or the Nulls. Exactly. Oh god.
But Dave Filoni made him up.
Dave Filoni, yes.
Dave Filoni can't let him go. He's got to bring him in. He's got to bring him into Rebels. He's got to bring him into Rebels, just like he's got to bring Ahsoka into Rebels because they're his babies.
Yes.
And he can't accept that it doesn't fit with the rest of the universe.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
To have these particular clone troopers go.
I totally agree.
And then Rex to be completely and utterly unconcerned to be fighting stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Whether they're still clones or not.
And
they're probably not. He should feel something about shooting people who are in the armour that he wore for so long.
Yes.
Even if it's a new model of the armour.
And potentially a similar situation as well. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to cut you off there, Tom, because I'm a little worried about we're going to run out of time again. But no.
I could go on for ages.
I know, I'd listen. It's very interesting. But yeah.
Main point, Dave Filoni needs to learn to kill off his characters.
Yeah.
Or write his own goddamn story.
Absolutely, yeah, I agree with that. Totally agree with that. Probably won't happen there. Probably not.
Well, no, because he's bankable now.
Yes, yeah.
If anything, he'll just get more and more for it.
Yeah,
I mean, this is
yeah.
what happened to George Lucas.
Oh god.
Except it was George Lucas's universe. He had the right to do that.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, indeed. Well, anyway, thanks for today, Tom.
Yeah.
I really, really appreciate it. Lots of fun. Got through a lot today.
We've packed in a lot, yes.
Packed in a lot, yes.
2 rants,
Yes.
2 games.
Oh dear. Yeah, but yeah, really enjoy Starfighter Custom Arcade. Can't wait to see that get objectives. Apparently it's going to eventually become like the PvP mode, Starfighter Assault.
Nice.
That'll be amazing. Yeah, and hope we get that big round mode, hope we get Grievous. Yeah, hope we get lots more content. We'll have to wait and see, of course, but and some good clone skins maybe as well, Imperial skins perhaps.
It would be nice.
That'd be nice, yes. Well, anyway.
You wouldn't know this, but we do really love Star Wars.
Oh, we certainly do. Yes, might have slipped that in there once or twice, but yeah, thank you very much for today, Tom.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, can't wait to do it again. Alright, hopefully we get to do it soon.
Yeah.
Alright, take care guys. Thank you and see you later.